Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. I'm out in the outskirts of Nanning City today, and I was thinking, you know, you hear all of the stuff from Australia and the United States and the UK and all of these people that are pointing fingers at China and saying bad things about them. Do they actually know what they're doing? Do they know that they're pissing off probably the next superpower in the world? Did you know that China's just invented this quantum computer that works 60,000 times faster than a supercomputer? Did you know that China is so far ahead of everybody in the rest of the world in artificial intelligence that the chance of them actually catching up is basically zero? Did you know when they piss off China, they're pissing off 1/5 of the world's population? When they piss off 1/5 of the world's population, they're cutting out 1/5 of all the consumers, the customers for their products in the world. Think about that. Plus, you're dealing with people that will hello. You're dealing with people that will sell sugar cane out of the back of a three-wheeler. You're dealing with people who will grow vegetables and fruit on one side of a road. On the other side of the road, they'll build high-rises and high-rise office buildings as they have people employed to sweep the streets to make the place clean. As you know what I mean? So it's not just one little thing that you're pissing off. You're pissing off a society that actually gets things done in a big way, in a really big way. And they're like worker bees, I'm telling you. I've been around, Wei Fong is like a worker bee too. She never stops. She'll get up in the morning, she'll clean the house, she'll go grocery shopping, she'll cook, she'll make dumplings, and then she'll go to dance classes, and she'll go, and this is endemic in all of the Chinese people that I've seen all over this country and all over the world. It doesn't stop at the borders of China, guys. It is everywhere in the world. And you don't think when you're pissing off the Chinese people in China by calling down China that you're not pissing off the Chinese people in the UK, in Australia, in Canada, Vancouver, Richmond. You know what I mean? I don't understand where your logic comes from when you think that you can take shots at a country like China that may, in the future, maybe not today, but in the very near future, might determine whether your economy goes up or down, bust or not. Did you know that China puts out more tonnage in their navy? And yes, I see the guy behind me, he just wants to be in the picture, it's okay. Puts out more tonnage in their navy than the whole UK has in their navy every 4 years. Think about that. China has the technology. China has the technology to send a hypersonic missile into space, orbit around the Earth, and come in and land on a target. Can't be touched by American military defenses or the UK military defenses. China has the capability of doing things that we haven't even thought of. And as the rhetoric goes, all of these countries, the Five Eyes countries especially, but a lot of other countries around the world, figure that China is the biggest threat to democracy in the world. Not understanding that China is sort of a democracy in itself. It's just a little bit different than the democracy that you're used to. And then you got to understand, these guys are the manufacturing hub of the world. They're the construction hub of the world. These guys buy more natural resources from places like Canada, Australia, Russia. All of these countries want to sell to China. There's competition to sell to China. There's competition to be China's economic friend. And as these countries alienate the Chinese people and alienate China as it is today, you don't think China's going to remember that tomorrow? You don't think so? Well, I got a news flash for you. These people, although they are very polite, although they are really good business people, and they don't want to burn bridges, sooner or later, when they get to the top of the heap, they will be looking down on these countries that have alienated them. And they may not be the first person that they want to do business with. They may look elsewhere for their products in the future rather than looking to Australia for coal. Maybe they'll look to Russia for coal. Maybe they'll look to different countries for oil. Maybe they'll look to different countries for steel and cement and things like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And again, when I say China is going to be #1 in the world, and everybody basically knows that, and I think that's what scares the living bejesus out of a lot of the countries out there. But China is on its way because it's growing in leaps and bounds, and there's just no way to stop it. It's got the workers, 1.4 billion of them. It's got the technology, it's got the will to actually make things better for the people in the country and people around the world. But do you think that they're going to keep that polite, nice attitude towards people out there that have alienated them over the years? Do you think the colonial masters of the world are going to be treated as nicely as people that treat China nicely now in the future when China becomes #1? Do you think that someday when they keep pointing their fingers and poking China, do you think someday China's going to say, okay, we've had enough of this, and we'll start to fight back? Like anybody else, like any other society, sooner or later, if they get to the point of being as powerful or more powerful than the other guy that's bullying them, they will retaliate. And it won't be the Chinese people's fault. It won't be the Chinese government's fault. It will be the people that have been bullying them over the last 100 years or 200 years. And they'll say, well, they're a threat to our society. Well, they're only a threat to your society because you made them a threat to your society. You alienated these people and you made them your enemy. They didn't make you their enemy. You made them your enemy. Watch the news. Watch the news around the world. Watch the news on Yahoo News. Go onto your internet and type in Yahoo News and read all of the negative shit about China on Yahoo News. Where do you think that stuff comes from? You think Yahoo's a Chinese webpage? I don't think so. You all know where it's coming from. But when the rubber hits the road and the shit hits the fan, and everybody is pointing their finger at China saying, well, they did, why would they do that? You know, look at all of the bad things that they did. Think about why that happened. Who prodded them into it? Who pointed the finger? Who poked them enough times that they retaliated against you? And those are the people that are going to say, well, it's not our fault. Look at these people. They did it. No. As the rhetoric goes, it's not the Chinese people's fault. It's the people's fault and the government's fault that alienated China. All China wanted to do was be part of the world. And you made it impossible. Yes, and I know that I picked some of the loudest places in the entire city to make videos. Yes, I know that, but you know what? I do it for a reason. You see, those places with the blue roof over there, those where construction workers live. And they will live in those places until this place, this building, this high-rise is built. And you can tell there's a crane going up here. Well, that's because they're building a high-rise. They've got these ones here, they're just about done. You can see they're taking the green outside around the buildings down. You can see over here, they're building high-rises. You can see over here, they're starting to build high-rises. And if they're not building high-rises, they're growing veggies and they're growing fruit and stuff to feed people. Beautiful China. These guys, he's got a little bit of English skills, but you know what it is. But that's why the rest of the world should be afraid of China. Well, the rest of the world that has alienated China. But the other people that have become friends with China, they really don't have to worry about that, do they? So I guess what I'm saying here, guys and girls, governments and just people of the world and people out there that are watching, that are lucky enough to watch a Gweilo 60 video on I think it's a Tuesday afternoon. Damn, I'm retired. I don't know what day it is. Anyway, that's beside the point. But this video is sort of to show you that it's not all China's fault. It's to show you that China is a vibrant, growing country and community. China is wanting to be a part of the world, but it has all of these hurdles to jump over, I guess, to be accepted in the world. I think it's because of that word communism, communist. But if you really look at how this place is run, it is the biggest capitalist, democratic country basically in the world. It's different than the democracy that you guys are looking at because there's no one person, one vote. But there is a whole process of people's democracy in China that the people are a part of. They vote people in to vote on their behalf, and it's complicated, but and I'm not going to get into that in this video, but if you have a mind to, just type in whole process people's democracy and try to understand the type of democracy that they have here. As they've been alienated over the years by certain governments and certain people around the world, that might come back and bite you in the ass. And if it does, you can only blame yourself. You can only blame your government, and maybe now is the time to change that. Time to embrace China as a country, as a manufacturer, as 1/5 of the world's population and 1/5 of the world's consumers, 1/5 of the world's actual workforce. Think about all of these things and understand that China just wants to be part of the world as it is today. They're not your enemies. They could be your friends if you let them be. Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60 on a loud street here in Nanning, on the outskirts actually, and that's probably why there's a lot of bigger trucks and some noise and whatever going on. But if you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button, don't forget to resubscribe, don't forget to hit the bell, and whatever you do, don't forget to put a couple bucks in the children's Patreon account. It's a good cause. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now.